Yeah, let's talk about it. Society plays wicked games on the majority of the people involved. That's real spill. Lord Jamar rather, goes ahead and does his same old rendition he's been doing for years. He goes ahead and, runs this scam or this game of, oh, I don't want to do this. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not involved. I'm just trying to, be me and be real. I'm just, I just wanted Vlad to say he's sorry about the minister. No, that wasn't what it was about. Now, all the stuff he said about Puba comes full circle now. Everything he said about Puba, oh, my ex is on there, Jesus Christ. Everything he said about Puba, and now you get to see it was Lord Jamar. Oh, damn. It was Lord Jamar all the time. It was him the whole fucking time. Now, Godfrey, the fruitcake, and Lord Jamar, the snake. So they got the snake and the fruitcake working together. Now, Lord Jamar did his thing because he blew up on Vlad. I mean, really, he blew up all the way when he was on Vlad. Then, you know what he did? He took a trip and went in another direction. He blew up on Vlad, and then after he blew up on Vlad, he went into a whole nother direction. He blew up on Vlad and went in an entirely different direction. He started thinking, and everybody was looking like, damn, dog, why don't you get your own platform? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Like, what is you doing? He ain't scratched his head yet and figured that out. You know what he did? He played the same game he's been playing with y'all forever. He pulled the Lord Jamar playbook right out of the card. Like a deck of cards, he pulled it out and said, this is what the card I want to play today. And he did it. He goes on Vlad. It shocks everyone when he goes on Vlad. Yeah. Thanks for the super chat, T. Yeah, it's about the money. Unfortunately, it's about the money. Unfortunately. When people try to tell you who they are and try to say, hey, this is who I am, don't believe them. Don't believe them. Only when you find out the true nature of what's going on do you step things up to its progression. Now, when you look at a situation in which all parties are involved, then and only then will you get to the next level. Now, what he did was him and Godfrey wanted to come together and say, hey, we're going to leave Vlad if he don't pay us what we want, and we can get this on our own. What they didn't realize is that Vlad was going to spend every dime he could to sabotage their rise. Then they so stupid, they don't even know that's happening. So now they don't know that this is happening. They go into a whole nother set, right? They don't know that Vlad is actually working against them. So now they're spending more money trying to stay afloat and promote their podcast, push their views, buy their views, or whatever the hell they doing to try to push whatever agenda it is. I've made it longer in this game than most people because I don't pay them for views and nothing. I don't fake it till I make it to the top. The people put me where I'm at. They have to stop the people from listening to me to try to push them in other directions. People subscribe to get to me and can't get notifications. So they rigged the game. Now, he goes on there, starts throwing Godfrey under the bus in front of Vlad, starts saying he was a snake, like turning on Godfrey, when you the one that went with your tail in between the legs, going back on Vlad. And people called him a sellout. No, he's being the same guy he always is. When you listen to him talk, and he's doing interviews, he going on Art of Dialogue, he going on everybody else's show because he can't get himself high. And he's just lying. Doubling down on conspiracy theories that he know ain't true. According to him, Jay-Z, and they had a tape of Jay-Z and all these people, Jay-Z was gone, right? Jay-Z and Diddy, yo, they gone. See, they got them. You was hand in hand with the people that knew that, right? Your mans knew all of it. And you were wrong. Whenever your loyalty can be bought, who are you? That's why when people show you who they are, believe them. This ain't love me and leave them alone no more. Lord Jamar is not that guy. But he was the same snake. This is why he fell out with Pooba. He fell out with like everybody. This is what he does. Like with Pistol Pete. When he got called to the office with 50 and all them, and they tried to give him a record deal and everything, telling him, don't get involved in the beef with Fat Joe. This ain't got nothing to do with him and all the rest of his guys. rest of them guys just don't know. Lord Jamar said something crazy on Vlad before, like in the past, right? And it was against artists. The artist's friends, some people that's close and clicked up with him, pressed Lord Jamar. They saw him and pressed him, and he copped all kind of pleas, saying, oh no, that's my brother. Y'all took that wrong. They edited it. He came up with everything. Oh, you took that wrong. No, they edited that crazy. They edited crazy. I didn't say it like that. And tried to blame Vlad and said that's just the way Vlad edited it. So they let him slide. Then he was on another show and he said almost the exact same thing all over again. Wasn't edited. Wasn't nothing edited. That's what he said. So when he got pressed by some real people who was like, what the hell are you talking about? And just because Lord Jamar used to rap, people think he knows something, or he is so disconnected from everything. It's funny. Now, I'm not mad at somebody having an opinion, but when your opinion is yours, state it as this is my opinion. I don't know if it's facts. He'll talk like it's facts. He was straight up Quincy Jones out here touching on boys. This guy here sleeping with this. He don't know what he talking about. He just going off another conspiracy theory. He just bounced from conspiracy theory to conspiracy theory. And pretty soon the public gonna see through you. All the people that was following you, now they see you a fake. I've been doing this for 15 years on my page. This page I've had since 2012. Do you know how many times people try to go back to catch me up on something? Don't you think that has happened a billion times? Where some rapper or anybody, they try to go and say, oh, you said this week and that week. Oh, you did this. Oh, I want to see what this dude, he ain't really did that. He wasn't really there. Oh, he don't really know what he talking about. Then they find out I know exactly what I'm talking about, and they get quiet. They get quiet. Nobody knew Jenny Buss was selling the Lakers. Till I did it. Nobody knew about the Russ trade to the Lakers. Till I knew. All of these details that were going around, I knew in the sporting industry because I do have sources. But if I sit there and tell all my sources, what kind of sources am I going to have then? Right, y'all forget these hip-hop stories that we knew. Y'all forget that you think everybody gotta be famous to be in the story. No. The roadie, he ain't famous. He's in the story. He's just a roadie who's not famous. But guess what? He in the story. This is crazy. I remember they was building this bank. The Westin Hotel, bro. The magic we used to have here. That Westin Hotel, bro. That Westin Hotel is where a lot of work got done. You talking about 2009, 2008, 2009. We used to have a corporate room in the Westin Hotel. Then when the housing market closed, the company went under, and it was a free-for-all. Everybody was out to say their own. I used to come right here in this parking lot, right? I would go in there into the office and do my work on my YouTube videos, everything. I would go in there, have my laptop, I had my own, I would use their internet, and I would build my videos from here in this Westin Hotel. And because the company and everything was down, I would sometimes, instead of inconveniencing people that I knew I could stay, at this time, I hadn't moved out here yet. I was out here, but didn't move out here. So my job was out here. I still was in the city. And then I had an SUV, a Durango. So me pushing that Durango back and forth, you were eating up gas. And at that time, gas was like a crazy price. You know, it's like $4 some a gallon, like what it is now. But back then, we talking back then. So now that's really killing you. That's half your check gone. 2-3 visits back and forth from the city to here in an SUV, a big SUV like that. 3 trips, you are tapped out. You're tapped out in 3 trips. Less than that. So I would pack up enough clothes. I would come here, and sometimes I would just park here. Like if it was summertime, I'd chill out, be in the car. Instead of driving back to the city, I'd just sleep in the car, pass out, wake up, go in there. I would go to, they took the McDonald's down. There used to be a McDonald's over there. I would go change, get started for the new job that they had me at as a temp, working from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. So I was doing 12 straight hours from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Knock that 12 out, go in there for an hour, change, get ready. That whole hour, get some coffee in my system. And I don't even drink coffee, but I knew I needed coffee in order to pull this off. 8 o'clock, start my job with my suit, tie, everything. I had to go in there and wash up in the McDonald's bathroom. That's the hustle. That's the grind. Go in there and work from 8 to 4 p.m. Get off 4 p.m., go home. I get home about 5, or if I was staying out here, it'd be like 5. Right? Get out the suit, relax, go to sleep, 2-3 hours, bang. 7 p.m., back here again to 7 a.m. the next day. 20-hour work days. Now, I only did those 2 days a week. I worked 20 hours a day. And in that time, I was still managing to put out YouTube videos. How? There was no live streaming. You can only record up to 5 minutes. So the grind was there. And this is what Lord Jamar and all these other people don't understand. There was a grind. I could have easily stayed anywhere. Do you understand? I could have stayed anywhere. I could have called my friends, called any of them. I didn't want to inconvenience them. I'm like, nah, I'll just chill out here. It's summertime. It's not that hot. No problem. Instead of driving to the crib, some nights I just stay here. Then I'll drive to the crib. It wasn't like I was out there every night in the parking lot. I'll be in the computer room working on the computer till I'm tired, and I go to the car and just lay the seat back, pass out. That's grind. I never speak on Lord Jamar before. I have spoke on him before when he said something. It's just been on the Casino for Life channel, but now everybody's making it a big deal to speak on Lord Jamar. That's why we're on One Crack News talking about him. I don't really deal with him after he showed me who he was, because he went over there. I said he should have left Vlad a long time ago and started this thing legit, but then he flipped on Godfrey because they were acting like they was doing it for the minister. I'm like, y'all lying. When they first left, I spoke on it. Go look it up. And I'm like, y'all lying. Y'all doing it for the money. Y'all wasn't getting enough money from Vlad, so y'all bounced. And y'all said, we're going to do this way. But y'all using the controversy to try to build y'all self up so y'all can take the people with you and get y'all a following to start off. What you didn't know is Vlad had a lot of pull behind the scenes to slow y'all trajectory. And it's just like that. Once people get over the hype of what's happening and the hype dies down and you got to respond, the hype dies down, all that controversy between you and Vlad is stalled out. Nobody forget about it no more. Now you got to have a show. It's like Rory and Mal. After the Joe Button and stuff dies down, okay, now they tired and exhausted from it. All the people who came here, you built up your audience of hating Joe. What is there? Do we have a show here now? Do we have a good, show? And you actually have a better show than what Joe got now. But Joe just got a following and got people to push him now. But that whole podcast thing is crap. You got 8 people in there talking. I don't even know why that thing is even still going right now. But they're going to run into problems. When everybody's got to re-up for money, then you're going to start seeing people fall out. They're not going to like their deals. And Joe ain't going to care. He's going to be like, so, kick rocks. The contracts now are made to screw everybody who walks in. Unless because everybody now is pretty much independent contractors. Ice and Ish, they're employees. They don't get a flat fee. They get paid what they get paid, and that's it. Everything is under Joe's name. So Joe gets everything. Joe gets the sponsoring deal. Joe gets this. Joe gets that, and they get screwed. Because now they like, look, I don't get none of that sponsorship money. No, but you get paid, and this is what your payment is. Now they realize, like, damn, I can't brand myself. I'm just out here. Hell, what's his name? Ice and Ish, they still got jobs. See, what Rory and Mal had was equity in the company. See, when he gave them equity, it was stupid to do that. But at the time, he didn't have the money to pay them, so he paid them in equity. So then, now he's doing all these deals. Roy and Mal is owed millions of dollars. But while Joe kept blowing the show up and saying F everybody, like the Spotify deal was terrible. Academics lost his Spotify deal. He ain't gonna tell you that, though. I'm not rooting on their downfall, and I'm not just poking at them. It's just that you have to be good. If you're not good, nobody is going to follow you. At the end of the day, what you're saying has to mean something. Because I decided to go out and take the risk, where other people decided to sit back on their fat asses and do nothing. I decided to go out and take the risk. I decided to go out and say, hey, this is what I want to do today. Try to stop it. I made those decisions. I made the decisions of, hey, I think that I could do better here. Hey, I think this is the direction we should be going in. So when the pandemic hit, I had already went through the pandemic in 2008, 2009. I watched people lose their houses. We lost our house. And it was a different world. But we fought to keep the house until 2012. Everything was moved around to my auntie's name. And what they did with that house, they didn't even tell us. But I went to and I had to go to the streets and work 20 hours a day just to make it during that time. Jobs were scarce. They weren't hiring people. It was only temp work. So when I had a 7 at night to 7 in the morning job, I was the very best at everything I did. And me as a temp, they were getting me at the cheapest price. So the president had to make an order for these guys to hire you back. Meanwhile, I'm building up my corporations. Damn, heat and sinuses starting to kick in. So while building up my company and organizations and stuff like that, my LLCs, that's when I started to grow. I would go on YouTube and we would find out what was the new trends. I'm looking at the market, seeing what's the next thing going. So after losing all of that revenue and everything, depending on a 9 to 5, while working on the side, doing all this stuff, they was like, why don't you just call Floyd Mayweather? I don't inconvenience people with my problems. I'm a grown man. I ain't calling my mama. I'm not calling my daddy. I'm a grown man. I got to get myself right. You know what I'm saying? That's how you got to do it. The only clown is you, Robert. I'm never impressed by a man by his money. That's why somebody like you, Robert, would never have it. Because only thing you do is see money. You're impressed by someone else's finances. Those are the people that they stick for money. Money don't impress me. It's just an object you use for purchase. Money comes and goes. Revenue will always come and leave. It's the act and the art of earning, the working hard to move to different positions in life, that different stations in life. That's where you want to steer yourself. I wouldn't want to do all this, to be steering people the wrong way and, moving and doing things that I don't feel is basically productive or even smart, to say the least. No, I want things to go and flow to a, different persona. I wanted a whole different feel when it comes to this, Well, people should be proud, They should be proud of what they do or what they earn, no matter what their station in life is. So the fact that Vlad has money, what does that mean? Well, he's only made himself look stupid, and that's the attention he wanted. He got it. Because another man's money should never, make you ooh and ah. And believe me, Vlad has lost a lot of money in the last 2 years. Why you think you're seeing more of his face? You're seeing more of that fake beard now than you've ever seen. Because he's lost millions. Yeah. He's lost millions, buddy. That's why he's out here trying to sell himself. Because a lot of his videos have to do a certain amount of views or he loses money. He interviewed Dominique Wilkins, thought that was going to make a lot of money for him, and it didn't, because a lot of people didn't watch the video. It didn't take off. He paid Dominique the money for his time, but he didn't make his money back on that. He took a loss. He's been taking a lot of losses. And because Art of Dialogue has took a lot of his money. Artist took a lot of his money, buddy. So whenever you see Vlad sitting out there with that beard and that weird beard, and he's talking, doing interviews, he's trying to get himself out there so he could be popular. But Vlad don't want to be popular. He don't want to be on TV. But he knows he's got to now and change his image up because he wants to promote his brand. But see, that's why everyone else is different. Because Vlad don't even be in the room when he's interviewing people. And now that people could see that, they was like, man, he don't even be in the room with everybody. Sometimes, depends on who the person is, he'll show up personally. If not, he'll be at home talking to a monitor, and then you're talking to the monitor. Right, so you never see him, you just hear his voice on the interviews. That's why I'm saying I don't want to be that big to where these guys are looking for me to be on their show. They was like, oh, nobody think about you because you're small. Dude, I was bigger than all of these guys. 300, 400,000 views a day. Come on, stop. One video, 300,000. This video, 400,000. Like, are we really kidding right now? I'm like, no, dude. Me and you weren't in the same boat. We knew exactly what we were doing. I remember the girl named Zoe. She had came out with this record. It was supposed to be the hottest thing on the block. And she told her cousins, like, oh, my record is coming out. I'm going to blow. I'm going to take care of you. I'm Zoe. So she tried to come out and do her little thing and make her little songs on YouTube. Right? And you want to know what happened? Well, do you want to guess? She came out, and while she was trying to get a deal, the guy that was supposed to be looking out for her and helping her get her deal wasn't really looking out for her. He was trying to sleep with her. So what ended up happening? She went on YouTube, or not YouTube, Instagram. She made a whole big fuss about the practices, the business, and people's trying to do this to you. They trying to do that to you. They want to sleep with you. And what happened to Zoe? Well, word around the campfire is a guy who was friends with somebody from the other side of the town, did an interview on DJ Vlad. So Vlad looked out for him. Cyberbullied this girl allegedly, to the point where she thought about taking her own life, took a bunch of pills, and now look at the state they in. Now, the whole matter was resolved because they couldn't really prove it was him. It's social media, and it was a lot of spam and bots and all that stuff. But this is what happens. This is what happens when you're in the industry. Then that said person ends up making a deal, cutting a deal. That same person made and cut a deal. And when they made and cut a deal, they cut that deal with their high-end personnel, right? Started doing their own interviews, started blowing up on IG, turned their tragedy into triumph. And what happened? Vlad went back, said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Had that person, that female, brought on his platform again, saying, I'm sorry things went the way it did. Yep. Exactly. And he only apologizes when he knows it was going bad for him. And now that person, she's thriving. And she has big names, A-listers, personnel. She's on red carpets now, doing her thing. Most of you guys know who I'm talking about already. Some of you probably don't. But The moral of the story is this. Always know who you're dealing with. When people show you who they are, believe them. They say, well, people change. Yes, a snake could change. Snake could change, he get out of one skin, go and grow another skin. And he have a whole different set, new colors, everything. But he's still a snake. Society has played a weird trick on y'all. It keeps telling you, for some reason, it's a very good idea to be who you are. You know what I mean? To sell out, take the money, have no integrity. They love that. Somewhere down the road, somebody told somebody it was a good idea to do that. To be a snake. Like, it's cool to be a snake. Go ahead, man. You can get what you want out of that. Be a snake. Be a snake. So if we sit around and we looking at everything that's on the table from all these people that came up for being snakes, what is that doing for you? What is that doing for you? It's cool to be a snake. Since when? When has it ever been cool to be a snake? Huh, Lord Jamar? If I'm Godfrey, I don't even talk to you. We don't even communicate. Because yes, he's going to cut you off. He probably saw you as a snake. He used you to get to where he wanted to go. And he said, man, this podcast ain't working, me and you. I thought we could pull it off. I thought you was good enough. But you don't know anything or nobody. And you're broke. And when you do that, you fall into that fray. And this ends up being your reality. Hey, what's up? It's not broke from money. It's broke in the mind. His mind is broke. Mm-hmm.
11:02, okay.
Okay.
Just type in the screen if you want. Do you want a bag or you're good?
I'm good.
Just press no for me.
Okay, thank you.
And you should be good.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, thank you. Yeah, that's what happened, man, when you broke in the mind. He's mentally broke. When I didn't have no money, I walked around like, I wouldn't say no money, but I didn't have the money I had now. I walked around like I was the king or the emperor. That was my mindset. And people was like, dude, we work at the same place. But I'm like, yeah, you work here with the intentions of being here forever. This is a pit stop. For me, I always thought like that. And my boy right now, who worked with me, he stayed glued to me because he has basically been on his own since he was 18, 19 years old. He was taking care of his other family, his aunties and everybody else. So he was making his money. So he been doing this for years. He didn't give any damn about anybody else's position or how they thought. But when he saw me, he was like, man, dude, you knew all this. You working in the sport of boxing. You're doing X, Y, and Z. You know Floyd Mayweather. Like, why are you here, dog? You should make a call and be gone. Because if I make it on or doing something, I want to do it off my strength. Not because somebody gave me something. Okay, look at all the people Floyd gave stuff to. You want to know where they at right now? Exactly. You don't see half of them no more. Because they was only there for the money. Some of them was learning on the job. But the rest of them, come on, man. They were temporary. They couldn't grind a lick. They didn't know about struggle. What they know about sacrifice? Nothing. I don't want to be subservient to another man. I don't want to belong to another man. When he feels generous and says, here's some money. I was never born to be that way. At all. Floyd, I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Floyd basically was like, what you need. Because I was like, nothing, man. He gave me an exclusive interview that I didn't ask for. And I was like, all right, shoot, here we go. We did it right there on the spot. He was like, man, if you ain't ready, then we just do it another time. I'm like, we can do it right now. Ain't no time like the present. That was an exclusive interview with Floyd Mayweather, and everybody else ate off that more than I did. And man, oh man. Oh, this chick hitting me up at 5 in the damn morning. That's crazy. And I'm just like, just promote the website. That's it. That's all I really needed from Floyd. And all he had to do was tweet it, which he did. He tweeted the website over and over. So that's all I really needed from him. Like, help us out. All he had to do was tweet it. As soon as something hit his tweet, it was like, thousands. The traffic numbers was crazy.
With those feel like temperatures in the 100s, we drop to a high of 90 on Tuesday, 87 Wednesday, and those heat index levels will continue to drop as well as we head into the middle of the week. Also, showers and storms move in. We'll look at those details coming up after the break.
Cool.
Arthritis causes pain in your joints. Unlike pills, Voltaren gel is applied to the site of pain, penetrating deep through the skin to the joint, reducing it.
That's what I say to people, man.
Voltaren, clinically proven long-lasting arthritis pain relief.
And Tristan tells the quality in, you get more for your money, so you can maximize any vacation and get more of that family time. Can I see that?
Yep, welcome home, welcome home. Nah, she's calling it ignoring me. She always wants the third leg, but she's calling to annoy me while she gets ready for work. Like, who does that? Like, if I just woke up, I don't want to talk to nobody and annoy them. She just likes to do these like playful morning things at like 5 in the morning. I'll be somewhere there getting ready for the Patreon, putting the work in for that, and she'll be texting me. You better not be wearing that stupid shirt again. I'll be like, it's 5 in the morning. You worried about a shirt I had on 2 days ago? I'm like, Jesus Christ. Now, yeah, Lord Jamar is a snake, to say the least. To say the least. So, anyway, I'm going to get up out of here. Yeah, I got stuff to take care of, so I'm going to take care of that. Then I'm going to holler at y'all later.